Good morning, good evening, good night, Web3 and NFTs. It is going to be an awesome day. Thank you for spending your wonderful Thursday with us here on NFT Live on the Web3 network. We appreciate you guys so much as you roll in. I'll get to you guys just in a second. Before I do that, I need to talk to my co-host here today, Biggie Poppins, Gift Dead. Well, I guess we'll go in order. Biggie, how you doing today, my man?
Man, I'm so happy, dude. It's been such a great morning. Coming back from like the Web3 Spaces show, that was so much fun.
Gift, how you
I'm
doing?
looking,
Wait. Hold on. Biggie, you had fun in that? I thought the Moonbirds were getting absolutely ripped apart there.
dude. I had fun. I thought I had the best argument, but hey, the crowd spoke, and so in this particular case, we got to lose. But hey, it's one battle. It's not the war. We'll get to
Yeah.
do it again.
Hey, you know what? That's good sportsmanship right there. That's what it's all about. It is just about having fun, right? Like there's this new tribalism that's coming in, through NFTs. People, they get into these communities, they get into the artwork and the artists that they love the most. And so we like to have fun with that. We started a new thing called Battle the Blue Chips on the GM Web3 Morning Show. Today was epic. It was an absolutely epic battle. Q, I'd love to actually pull up, it's on my Twitter, the poll. So we've got the results. The audience always gets to jump in, give their 2 cents. We actually had one ringer come in for the doodles at the last minute. Came in really hot for the
He was
doodles.
great.
Oh
He
my
was
God,
great.
Chris, send me your email
Yeah.
address. I forgot to ask for it because that was like a ringer I called in last second.
Yeah, but we had a poll at the end. The audience gets to decide which blue chip is superior, and I'm very happy to say it was the Cool Cats that won the day. Not by a small margin here, taking home almost 50% of the total vote there. Doodles, we thought you were counted out there in that initial, unofficial counting using the emojis. Doodles didn't seem to be faring too well, but they ended up getting second. Moonbirds, y'all had some big hitters on your team today, man. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it went in your favor.
Yeah.
You got something to say about that, Biggie? Are you? Dude.
Man,
Honestly, I thought your arguments were well laid out. They were very fleshed out, and then Kane Mayfield started to just like throw out just like
it was worth it.
unfounded evidence. Is like the light way I'll put that.
That's great, though. I mean, it was a lot of fun. I definitely also believe I had the better argument, but then you guys came back and like started like trashing us for being like a VC project or something, and I was like, I mean, what am I gonna say, right? Like, all
What are you
projects
gonna
there took
say?
VC, but I guess the public decided that we're too corporate for their taste. We'll see. We'll see. Come back like a
Yeah,
couple of months and do it again, and hopefully by then, like all these three projects have, you know, brought out like some new stuff, and we can do it again, dude. So I do
that's
believe we should
true.
have won that.
Yeah, we can run back the same projects after like 3 to 6 months when hopefully there's been stuff happening. But yeah, y'all had Kane Mayfield on your team too, that was awesome. Getting Kane in the mix, in the battle. He was actually initially he was like, you know what, I actually hate you that you got me into this, but since we're here, and then he proceeded to go off in the way that only he can. Kane Mayfield, one of the dopest personalities in all of Web3, also the co-host of Speakeasy, which is happening tonight on the Web3 Twitter. So 6
What a
p.m.
professional.
PST. Yeah, you don't want to miss Speakeasy with Kane Mayfield and Easy and Crypto because it is the most entertaining show on all of Twitter Spaces. That also there's been polls and research done on that, and that's a fact. That's been approved by the
we
community.
we only do like the highest rated analytics here on the network. Honestly, like when you hear us talk about the blue chips, you know they're blue chips because we've done a lot of research on
Yeah,
them.
DAP Radar gets their data from us.
True. Well, that's actually a bad thing because then they can like pass off blame for all the shit they've been posting. But anyways, for something that we are running back here on today's episode, I mean, you see it. It's the title of the damn episode. So good luck. We've got a rate my bag segment, PFP edition.
Oh
This
my God.
this is a fan favorite here. This is a fan favorite. We know how much you like it. We love to do it. This is a collaborative effort as well. And again, we only use the highest graded analytics to make these decisions when it comes to rate my bags.
It's
So
science. It's science. Yeah, and I feel like I should start with some controversy on that. Wait, we're gonna do news first, right? But like, I feel like based upon the results of this morning's battle, Moonbirds should probably drop down a tier or two.
Lord,
I'm just saying,
get
it's
that.
science.
Come on
It's
now.
science.
Dude, I popped on Rate My Bags while we were live because obviously it's audio. You can, do anything you want while you're on Twitter Spaces, which I love. Rate My Bags I pulled up while we were live. Look at that list. It's Doodles at S.
I think actually,
I didn't doctor this either.
I think Cool Cats should probably just switch spaces with Moonbirds. I think that's probably the
Gift. Come on now, brother.
The most appropriate move would just be swapping.
You're killing me, man.
Hey, the people chose. It was a fair poll.
So we are doing Rate My Bags as we just showed you here in a second. That'll be primarily like I think the majority of the episode. We often find ourselves in some type of rabbit hole when it comes to Rate My Bag. Some argument that is totally founded. We'll make our way down there. But we do have quick news to get to. I'm hitting some of the socials because we just pressed live. So definitely, if you can share out on Twitter, that would be amazing. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Twitch, definitely share out the episode. We appreciate the YouTube comments as well as we get into today's episode. So I'm sharing some socials. Anything you guys want to, talk about that you're doing in the space? It seems like a slow kind of NFT news day to me, at least. Like we've been hitting the Reddit thing hard. We've been hearing the Apple news, all this stuff.
The Bloomberg, the Bloomberg thing is worth noting.
Bloomberg, huh?
Yeah. It is worth noting. Were you in? Did you miss that whole part of the show?
I was in the okay. So I have to. Someone has to get this set up. You see all the things around you that are like happening.
Oh,
You see these beautiful boxes. You see
this whole production, this whole world exists because of you, and that's true.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. All right. So yeah, I mean, all right. Bloomberg, which is like, it's one of the biggest publishers or like, service providers in all of, finance, traditional finance, right? They create the Bloomberg terminal. They have all this news, it's basically where Wall Street goes to get its alpha, all of its information, right? Bloomberg is like the trusted source for traditional finance information, data, anyway, the point is, they are very, very well respected literally at the center of all traditional finance. And they just wrote, they put out these things called editions. It's basically like a publication of theirs. They did an entire edition just on crypto that is 40,000 words. It was written by one of the most famous finance writers in the entire world I think his name is Matt Levine, right there. So this is a really big deal that it's getting this much attention in the first place. But what's an even bigger deal is that it's largely very, very positive. It's very much like, here's why this thing isn't going anywhere, right? Like the major takeaway is like crypto's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You should learn to understand it. Here's why it's valuable, how it's changing financial markets. And one of the biggest points that they're making is like, look, everything in modern life is basically data that lives in databases. And this is, fixing a lot of the problems that you have with databases, right? So it's like, this is the future of databases, which is basically saying this is the future of all modern life, because everything, your house, your bank accounts, all of these things are basically just data sets that live in databases somewhere, right? And so that's the argument here, is that all of modern life exists in databases, and crypto is basically an improved database that changes everything.
Whether you're brand new to talking about NFTs or you're like an experienced vet that's down the rabbit hole, this is what Bitcoin conversations are like. Like there's not much happening with Bitcoin. So like, even though it sounds like a tired conversation to call it a decentralized ledger, these are the podcasts they're having. They're talking about how cool it is, which it is. Like we just don't talk about it that often because it's not a PFP. It's not a game. It's not all these things.
If you've been struggling though to like convince your dad or your family or your uncle, if you've been struggling to get some of those kind of old heads to understand like the value of crypto and why this is a real thing that they should be paying attention to, you can now just send them this report and be like, look, don't take my word for it. Take Matt Levine from Bloomberg's word for it.
Yeah, read this 1,000-page report, guys. Come on. No, I agree with that completely. I do want to give a shout out to the chat real quick. Time Inc. is saying GM. Love to see you this morning or evening or night. Santino Ramos, I'm going to pull up your Twitter profile here in a second because he's saying it's not a totally slow week. I just dropped 6 one-of-one Halloween Chummy Kings on Nefty blocks. We'll pull it up. We'll do it. So
Let's see what it's about. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You know what? People that show up here and support the show and engage, maybe you get a little bit of free promotion sometimes. I don't know. We can't make that promise. It's not a promise we can always keep. But hey,
True.
It's Halloween. We're in the spirit of the Halloween holiday, right?
So DC Comics was bought up by Mr. Joker, and Cromer is saying our vibe, our tribe. So what up, everybody? We just pressed live here on NFT Live. We are going to get off and running here with the news pretty much now. So if you guys don't have any complaints, I do want to give you a little bit of a flashback here. And these are the quick news segments that we'll hit before Rate My Bags. What does this remind you of here, guys? A queue.
Oh,
you are now in
God.
the queue. I am in the queue for this.
Top Shot.
Yes. I'm at the 100,000th in line for this DC comic, which is going to be our first piece of news. Does this remind you of that, Biggie?
Oh, yes. Yes, it did. It does. And I freaking hate it. I hate it, man. Especially when you get like close, like right towards the end, and it's like, oh, you didn't make it. You know? It's like, God damn. You know? I don't know. Like, I feel like there's better ways to like do this now, and they insist on like I'd rather have a gas war, to be honest, like good old-fashioned gas war, than like sit on this. But yes, I'm in the queue also.
Oh, okay.
So
now you're in the queue with Q. Okay, I like to see it. All right, so this is the story here. DC Comics is launching collectible comics on Palm. So we had this discussion. Something else launched on Palm recently. It's escaping my mind. So if you've got it, let me know. But they're launching this Superman #1 for $9.99 under the DC Collectible Comics umbrella, of course. So that's what everybody is in line here for, this digital NFT, obviously, of the first Superman comic to ever exist. So I guess they're making that digital.
But what's is it an open edition? Like, what's happening here?
all I know is that like there's been a bunch of people, as usual, fudding the project, right? And I don't know, I'm actually kind of bullish. I think again, like there's a large, passionate community of comic lovers that I think need to be served, and I'm glad that the project's happening. And yeah, like I'm trying to partake in it. I don't know how many editions it is, but if given a chance, I'm sure Q and I will jump on it because it's a no-brainer.
What's the mint price?
It's $9.99. Palm Network has like consistently been one of those that has like talked about trying to attract users outside the Web3 space. So I'm assuming that this is just going to be like via credit card or something like that, kind of in that Top Shot mechanic. So I think it's just going to be $10. I don't know whether the comic can be opened. Like that's another thing. Like is it readable? I'm assuming yes. Like if you're going to sell the digital version of the comic, hopefully it can be readable all the way through. But this is the Superman #1 comic here again that 100,000 people I guess showed up for, which is a success in and of itself, although there's probably bots in there.
Oh, for sure. 100%. But hey, at least like, you should be able to read it. It's not like you need like tweezers to like flip the pages like they do usually, right? Like put on some gloves and everything, like make sure it doesn't tear.
I mean, there you go. It doesn't degrade the same. So, if it is actually a fully readable comic book, that's actually pretty cool because it won't degrade, it won't tear. So
I'm trying to find out more information here on this drop, but I will ape in for $10. There's not a lot of things I won't spend $10 on, if we're being honest. There's not a lot. I don't know how far you all want to go down that rabbit hole, but there's not a lot. All right, next conversation here. Again, quick news. It's going to be Umbro, which is apparently in the sports world and the football world. The actual football, not American football.
What, you've never heard of Umbro?
I've never heard of Umbro. What is Umbro? This is the first time I've heard of this, but they're launching digital collectibles. Are you about to school me, Giff? Please school me.
Well, I mean, Umbro's been around for a long time. Like, they, especially in like soccer, actually football, excuse me. But yeah, man, I'm just surprised you've never heard of him. It's an OG sports, athletic brand. I'm not bullish on the drop. It looks like they're just doing like another sort of PFP thing. Like, I don't know why I'd want an Umbro PFP. I'm just kind of surprised you haven't heard of them.
Is it like
this
Adidas?
looks.
It's like obviously not as big today as Adidas is, but it's definitely like an OG sports brand.
But it looks pretty low effort, right? I mean, I'm not wowed at all with the art or anything, right? So yeah, definitely, I wouldn't spend $10 on this. Not even. I would have spent $5 on it. It's like, why bother? It's just something else that is gonna like bloat your wallet and that you're gonna have to track, or it's gonna be in the back of your mind. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, but it just.
So these are somehow affiliated with the World Cup.
I think they're launching it around that for a reason. Yeah. So if we go back to the article, you can kind of see the different colors for the different countries. Like, I'm assuming again Brazil there. There's probably some others.
Did you get my link for the Brazilian pickup lines by Giselle Von Kitten?
Your pen name is Giselle Von Kitten. No, resend those. Resend them. The thing is, I want to read some of them. That's what I want to do. I want to actually share some Brazilian pickup lines.
Heck yeah, man! People had a lot of fun with them, dude. Yeah,
that's the alpha, bro. That's what people come here for. How to pick up, your pickup game in Brazil.
Listen, we're multifaceted here on the channel. I just want to show these one more time. I'm trying to, again, we're just picking up on this news kind of like as we go live a lot of the time. So this kind of just dropped this morning. It's like, what's actually going on here? What does this get you? It looks like there's early access in 10 days. So you have some time, obviously, to do some pieces there. Did we just type in the chat Brazilian pickup lines? Is that what we're?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I'm sending you the link so you can check it out and enjoy while you're down there, Giff.
What's the value prop of these
That's what I'm
NFTs?
trying to figure out. That's literally the question. I'm like, this seems like Biggie's saying, pretty low effort. I feel like we've been in the space long enough now where we can kind of see these right away.
It's like this Halloween stuff right now, right? Like a lot of like these ghoul NFTs and everything are pumping because it's Halloween season. It's understandable, and but again, like you have to weed through the project and find out like which one's probably going to survive past this season and which ones are just going to plummet the minute the season goes over, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Wait, this is hilarious. Hold up. Q, you got to pull this up. So, Biggie, you're telling me you are Giselle Von Kitten?
Yes, sir. That was my pen name when I launched that thing, dude.
Bruh.
No.
Bro, who's going to buy Brazilian pickup lines from a dude instead of Giselle Von Kitten, man? Giselle Von Kitten makes sense.
I'm going to start calling you Giselle, bro.
You should never have told us that. Oh,
this is hilarious.
Dude, I did great, dude. Like it was like during the Brazilian World Cup, man. I'm telling you, dude, I had like the Amazon book didn't do as well, but the app like was off the charts, man. It was really, really a lot of fun. A bunch of people like would email me. Yes, I put on like a wig, painted my fingernails, Q, and I fucking like just went at it, man.
Man. In your vernacular, when you were talking, were you speaking? Was there any like first person talking, or
does Giselle have a different voice, a more feminine?
No,
is there an audiobook?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. No. It was just it was a freemium app, and it was basically like you got like the classic pickup lines like for free, but then if you wanted like the more like sexual ones or like the funny ones, you had to like pay up for it. But it did great, and then I decided to put it on Amazon, and dude, I still get paid every now and then like for it. It's hilarious. But yeah, like when it came down to it, it's like, what's your name? I was like, I want to put my name. Like nobody's gonna want to buy like from a dude. So I was like, what's a good name? I was like, Giselle. And then Von Kitten, man.
Anybody that doesn't understand, like the chat needs to be blowing up over this. Biggie Poppins is Giselle Von Kitten right here. This is his book. He's Giselle Von Kitten. Some of these lines. Oh, baby, you're not cocaine, but I like to sniff you.
Wow, no way, bro.
Well, you got to know what
Oh
you're
my
saying,
god.
right? But it makes sense if you say it in Portuguese.
Oh,
But
okay. I see
hey,
that.
hey, look!
Yep.
I just gotta say, I have a guaranteed spot in heaven because I made so many. I'm responsible probably for a whole bunch of babies during that World Cup. You're welcome. You know,
Giselle is,
it's
not
just a,
you. Not you.
yes,
Giselle.
that's true, Giselle. That is very true.
Baby, call me a GPS navigator, and I'll show you the path for happiness. I see that. Like I see the change in language. I could see how that would make more
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, like more like in Spanish or Portuguese. There's some funny ones in there, dude.
I'm gonna
Uh,
keep going. You're a Brazilian girl, aren't you? I like Brazilian girls, especially the tongue.
as in like the thong. I'm telling you, Gift, you will have much success if you use this to your advantage. When are you going to Brazil?
I don't know. I honestly just wanted to get this information, and wow.
You
Dude,
got it, man. You
Kane
got it.
Mayfield is said I look like French Montana sold shitty weed in Florida.
It's
Yo,
facts.
Oh,
I see that. I see that. I can really see it now.
oh
Kane's just
God.
throwing eggs at people like all over just from the sideline. Let's get you up here, Kane. I will send you a link in your Discord right
Frank
now.
Montana.
Oh,
If you
dude,
have
that'd be
video,
dope.
I'm sending you a Discord right now so you can hop on stage with us so I can make fun of you and call you I don't know what. So I'm
Yeah,
going to your
Kane, come
Discord.
on. Yeah, come on, and let's see you, bro. Let's get you on here.
For,
Send him
for,
the link.
I'm sending it to him right now. Fazer muito sexo mata. Quer moer feliz. Too much
What's
sex
Yeah,
your
kills. Would you like to die happily?
yeah,
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one.
dude, guaranteed. Like no woman can resist that.
That's a good one,
I'm
actually.
sending Kane right now, guys. If you haven't realized, this is an off the rails episode of NFT Live. Obviously, like Thursday.
Last show of the week.
This is the last. Yes.
This is how it goes.
Okay, Marty McFly's in the chat. Time is in the chat. Kane is saying Gifted is every '80s teen villain from every movie had a baby. It's not bad. It's not bad. I could see that. Don't say out loud that you never heard of Umbro. Okay, we got to get back on the rails here. Thank you so much for that, Giselle Von Kitten.
Yeah,
piece there,
Giselle.
buddy. That is fucking amazing.
Appreciate
I
you.
had to, man. I can't let you go down south like without any like weaponry. Gift, you know, you need to be equipped.
That is fucking amazing.
I'm
All right.
gonna try and remember. I'm gonna try and remember that one though. Like, did you know that too much sex kills, or what is it? Did you
Would
know
you
that
like
you
to
can
die
die
happy?
from? Yeah, I feel like it's like. Did you know that you can die from having too much sex? Do you want to die happily? You know,
You
that's
need
pretty.
some work. You need some work. You got to buy the audio book. All right, here we go.
Like, yeah.
Here's the piece of news that I would like to hit and get us back a little bit on the rails. We can come back to the Brazilian pickup lines. Metaverse or Meta's Metaverse division reports $3.6 billion in quarterly losses. This is what it looks like to be early, first of all. So thank you, Mark, for kind of, and I don't say that often. So thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for being early, for taking the hits for a lot of people that are eventually going to get into the metaverse. You did it first. You probably did it 10 years too early, and now you're paying for it. It should be said as well that a lot of companies lose a lot of money these days. They kind of, get their product off the ground. They raise a little bit more. They, continue that process over and over. So there's not a lot of large companies, or there are a lot of large companies that take quarterly losses. So I want to get y'all's takes on this, but we do have Meta losing $3.6 billion via their metaverse department there. Any takes?
What to say? I mean, did you see it's like trading like what is it like $98 per share? Like it's literally like took a big hit, man, for this. Again, I think he foresaw this. I mean, if there's anybody that's got cash to burn, it's Meta, right? Like he's not crying in his mansion or in the Star Trek Enterprise where I believe he actually lives, But I mean, seriously, it's data. You've seen him like next to the thing, right? He's like inhuman. But yeah, I want to hear like the reviews of this new Oculus that he's launching, because if it is a lot better and lighter the one I have there, which is the second iteration of it, I think I might just have to buy it, man, because as bad as his metaverse has been, I think it's the closest thing we have to be able to experiment what it might be like, what could be possible. And so, yeah, I'll definitely be looking to maybe invest in a new gear there to see what I can do, man, to see what the possibilities might be.
Yeah,
And
I think the app. Yeah, well, VR's been like this technology that everybody's been saying is about to take off for like 20 years. So it's a massive risk. They have the money to burn. To your point, Q, he's kind of like taking one for the team and leading the way and taking these massive risks. I'm sure he knew it was a massive risk. But yeah, I think he's planting a flag, and he believes that like this shit's gonna get there. Yes, let's go. I think he believes that it's gonna be going in that direction for the next 5, 10, 15 years, and they're just trying to be ready to capture that when it is ready. It's clearly it's not there yet. Like we're not there yet, but they're primed. And we have, speaking of primed, we have Kane motherfucking Mayfield.
Pumped up like a ballpark. Frank, is your audio working?
Yeah, my audio's good, sir.
Oh,
yo, let's go.
You know,
all right, this show's officially over now. We are just moving into the pregame. This is the pregame for Speakeasy now. Just so y'all know, whatever happens here, it's out of our hands.
I've been giving this chat gold, absolute gold, and I refuse to be sanctioned by your rambunctious oppressiveness. You've been oppressing me. I've been in the chat. I'm going to read it now because you think that you can oppress me. I said, Nifty Q looks like French Montana if he sold shitty weed in Florida. That's fact. Gift Dad is every 80s teen villain from every movie had a baby. And, of course, Gift Dad also looks like he sells faulty pontoon boats in New Orleans. Biggie, you're awesome. I have no notes.
thank you, sir.
Damn. Can somebody get Kane Mayfield off the 90s webcam? At some point, we're going to need to get you an actual camera so you can be a professional.
I just have to say, I love that 36 Chambers poster behind you. Hell fucking yeah, dude.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir.
Kane
This is the shit.
Kane looks like he's Zoom calling in from his high school bedroom.
I am. And I can prove it to you. Because at any
I
moment,
have to get the tour.
I can get up. I can hit you with one of these.
That's sick.
Dude,
You should.
right there. On the wall. Ready to roll.
This is live, people. We're getting a live look on NFT Live.
Yeah, I'm not going to do too much more of that because it's a real Burmese fuck dungeon in here. But still, I said this back down. You can't see my mess.
Kane, can I get a recap of how your drop went last week with Reaganomics or 2 weeks ago? Can I get a recap on the experience?
It's going good. I have to wait, and I'm not used to that because I don't like waiting because I'm a goddamn champion. But the the waiting part is okay. We had 3 dispensers sold out on Bitcoin in 3 days. So bang, 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 we closed it out. It's a fake rare, so those they don't sell themselves. It's, Bitcoin NFTs move a little different. No royalties, so everyone likes to just hold a couple. But I didn't go through the pawn shop. I did it myself, which a little bit more difficult. And now I'm waiting for it to go to ETH. I can do it right now, and that's the hard part. I can do it right this second. I can literally put it on ETH as we're talking and have it for sale. But it makes more sense to build the website. The merch looks really good, so I'm waiting, even though I hate waiting. And my webcam looks like OnlyFans from the AOL days. Thank you, Sam. This is my OnlyFans webcam. So thank you for noticing. And if you are a platinum member, you've already seen it. But I don't think you're a platinum member because I don't recognize your name. So you don't get any extra dollops of the figgy pudding. How's that feel?
Yo, I
Feels
love
bad,
this.
bro.
This is a look at Kane Mayfield's tweet about the Reaganomics drop. You guys can check that out. I'll drop a link really quick to the drop as well.
So these are Bitcoin NFTs.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking hell yeah, man. I was gonna ask. I was like, X-Chain? Really? Damn, that's fucking badass, Kane. I'm
You
gonna
want
have
to
to
see
check
something
that.
really cool? Here's something really
Yeah.
cool. Hit that link one more time for me. Now, you see in the top left-hand corner where it says X-Chain? Hit that. Okay, now scroll down a little bit.
I can't.
Scroll down.
I cannot.
You're doing it wrong.
Is it
Oh,
page
is it-
one? Is this
We're
it right here?
used to that. Yeah.
I'm scrolling left and right. Should I move it to like
Oh,
100?
how do I? Let me just try to do it like this.
Oh,
All right,
there
you
we
see
go.
where, all right, right there. So you see, hit the double arrow on the right-hand side.
All the way to the end. All right.
That's how far it goes back. Look at the dates.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, man. Why
9
did you
years
choose?
ago.
I'm very curious. Like, why did you choose Bitcoin to launch it on Bitcoin, man?
I was onboarded by, Rare Skrilla, who's a super duper OG in the space. I know people throw that around, but like, dude's been around since 2012. So, counterparty has been happening since 2014, and the rare Pepes and fake rares are obviously a storied brand, and it's not easy to get a piece in that collection. I mean, it's an ongoing collection. It's not easy. In fact, in order to get one in there, you have to burn but it's basically $1,000 token. So you got to burn $1,000 NFT just to submit your work. Like, you see what happens? You start telling the secrets, and that shit knocks itself over. That's what happens. It's not my fault. Also, this is definitely my OnlyFans camera, and it's just muscle memory. I'm about to start popping that thing out, shoot some golf balls. It's what happens. You gotta make that money. When the NFTs ain't selling, still gotta pay the bills. But I did it over there. Also, I know for most people, where you mint your NFT is where it stays. But I live kind of by different rules, so I have not I have the ability, but Bitcoin NFTs can be moved. So I can move it from Bitcoin to ETH without copy minting. So I have it on Bitcoin. There's only 81 of them. I got about 50 left. I'm going to take maybe 20 to 30 of those 50, vault them over to ETH. And then there's going to be digital crypto boxes, wearables, physical merch, all kinds of cool stuff to go with it. And I shouldn't say the other stuff in case we decide not to do it. But yeah, we've got some cool stuff coming.
Yo, I appreciate you hopping on today and giving us that intro, man. I do want to have a conversation around Bitcoin NFTs. I feel like we could move there, but we do have to kind of stay on the rails as well. So we were talking about, real quick, Meta's Metaverse division reporting a $3.6 billion loss. I have to add to this because it looks like a team member said we do anticipate that Reality Labs, which is that division, operating losses in 2023 will grow year over year. So they expect to lose even more fucking money on the Metaverse division here over the next year and into the future, it looks like, and they're going to try to do all that raise nonsense. This
isn't a short-term bet. Like, they changed the whole name of the company, the whole brand, because this is where they see themselves going over the next 10 to 20 years, right? So I don't know. Everybody's so reactive to short-term, quarterly reports and shit. But I don't know. Like, this could be a great bet. If you believe and you're bullish in the hardware and that VR will be a big part of where we're all going. It has a lot of utilities and applications now, like from education to health and wellness to experiential. Like I know it's not. I don't think it's quite there from a consumer standpoint, and the tech is still very heavy. But like the applications are growing.
Yeah,
so
in the near future, Brazilian pickup lines in the near future, dude. I'm gonna upload them there too. Giselle Van Kitten.
I just called up my YouTube to where we are. My camera's terrible.
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to tell you.
You are very handsome.
Yeah, I'm extreme. I'm way better looking than all three of you. And
combined.
Based on the camera. This is racist.
Yeah. But the other thing that like people have mentioned, but maybe, I guess, Kane has kind of been alluding to it with, he's been totally shilling his OnlyFans here, by the way. Which, that's fine. That's fine. We'll let you use our platform to shill your OnlyFans, Kane. But But the prawn industry is absolutely massive, and VR is going to be like where a lot of that's all going. And so, whether or not Meta, like directly advertises that as like one of the use cases or applications, like, dude, prawn is like one of the biggest industries in the world, and it has been at the leading edge of technology, literally creating which technology is adopted by the mainstream has basically been dictated by the prawn industry.
What the hell is
But
the
they
prawn
don't need it.
industry? Why are we saying prawn?
Well, because I think for algorithmic purposes on YouTube, you don't want to be
can't say
saying
that. Got it.
corn.
No, you can't say
Yeah,
that.
you can say
Damn.
corn or prawn. And same thing with grape. You don't want to
Yeah,
say
grape.
grape.
SA.
Yeah.
You gotta listen. We'll
There's a
break him
whole
into the
vernacular
YouTube
I'm
slang,
not
which
familiar with.
even
Yeah.
I'm behaving. Take note, sir. Even I'm behaving. You can't say all that crazy stuff on here. You should. But
Yeah, man.
Facebook doesn't need the money. They can afford to take. I mean, they're one of the few companies I think that can take a couple $100 million L's on the chin and keep stepping in the name of trying something. And they don't care. They're not even maximizing how much money they could make by peddling our data against our will. Like they're still, the gas isn't even halfway down on the pedal. So they can jack that up anytime they want and beat earnings. But what does a company like that really care about earnings? They transcend market voodoo because it's all voodoo. You beat earnings, it's technical analysis and fundamental analysis comes together, has a baby, and the Lord bless you with a higher stock price. They don't care about their stock price. They don't care about anything. I mean, They can do whatever they want. They just built a brand new VR headset for $1,500, and it makes everybody do the max headroom, which I'm still contemplating getting it. But ultimately, I want it because I want new things. But I got to buy a ring. So, what do I do? What for me or something for her? Because I mean, ultimately, without being married, I can still use the headset. So, the ring's only good for her. I got stuff for me too. But there's a lot of things that Facebook can do that can disrupt us and basically everything. One of the main things that they're known for is buying companies. They'll buy you. They'll forget your tech. They'll just buy you.
They bought Oculus, and that's
just a nice company. We'll take all of them.
Instagram,
Instagram,
So I hear what you guys are saying. Yeah. I do, and I completely agree. Like long term, it's fine. I think in the short term, there's going to be a lot of pain. I'm actually not used to seeing this when I look at like traditional stock markets and equities, but Facebook's stock is down 25% in like the last 2 weeks. That is. I mean, you could sit here and say that like they don't care about stock price, and I do like long term agree, but that's a extreme drop for an equity stock.
That's a hit, but we still got more, man.
I'd be buying the dip probably a little bit, but again, not financial advice. And I'm focused on crypto anyway. But I mean, look, it's one of the biggest companies in the world. They've got a network of literally billions of users, and so they're not going away. Honestly.
So here's a question. Here's a question for all three of you. Like, what do you think would be the best bet whenever between these entry points, these low entry? Because coin is down too, right? Like, coin has dropped substantially. What would be better, coin or Meta as a Web3 play? What do you think would be the better play?
So I think in the shorter term, probably Coinbase. Coinbase profits from like kind of the larger space. Meta is very specific, to kind of their own metaverse and tech and hardware. And as of right now, like I don't know that they really have the revenue streams like to tap into the larger crypto, industry and movement. Although they have, because they've been integrating across Facebook and Instagram, I think that those revenue streams and those bridges are all gonna come online in the next couple months, and I'm sure they will be finding ways to monetize. So I don't know. I think they're both honestly solid big bets.
Yeah, for sure. Andy Butler's got a great point there that it's like 3 billion active users a day that they can activate when they want, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
So I mean, in that sense, Facebook takes it.
So
innovation-wise, I think, like you said, like surface area covering a lot of things, whether it's infrastructure, the NFT space, and all that stuff. Got to give it to Coinbase there, but yeah, it's a good. I just threw that out there.
Market cap info too there when you're looking at comparing those two stocks. Essentially, we're not even talking crypto at this point, but it looks like Meta's market cap is 2.6 trillion. Actually, no, 267 billion. 267 billion, sorry. And then Coinbase's market cap is 16.4 billion. So many multiples less when it comes to Coinbase. I think they're probably more affected, like Gif was saying, on like the short-term cycles when it comes to crypto. Like you're gonna see Coinbase, 2x if there's another cycle like imminent, essentially, where Meta might be more tied into the stock market and things like this. So I would probably tie my bet to Coinbase in that opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry, you threw me off because when you first said it, I thought you said corn, not coin. So I thought we were betting on the corn versus Facebook. And if it's corn versus Facebook, if corn gets a VR play, which I've tried, let me tell you something. It's weird, but it's fun. Yeah, seriously. You got to get a couple of implements. I'm not being gross. You got to get a couple of ulterior devices just to make it real for you. But that's just me, my lack of imagination. Some of you guys, your brains are crazy. But I would still bet on Facebook because they can go subsidiary, purchase the corn, and now they got a two-pronged assault hitting you with the family friendly and the friendly family because they got the category, the whole thing.
I don't see them doing that because I feel like it's probably just goes against their sort of family friendly, just connect friends and family. Like that's the whole Facebook thing and Meta thing was just about connecting friends and family. So I'd be very surprised to see them actually make direct investments into the corn industry. But it's Cone, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. They might go in and do it. I feel like it's a small chance though, but I do think that the fact is if they become the hardware for the entire corn industry, then they're going to be profiting from the corn industry, whether or not they're like directly investing into it. And that's fascinating. All these dudes are going to be buying $1,500 headsets for gaming, but we know what it's really about.
I like how he took a shot after saying that. It was real arch. You look like the bad guy in every soap opera I've ever seen in my life. I feel like you're going to be in the doorway eating an apple, mildly threatening me about the inheritance. Well.
Petting a cool cat.
Kane, it sounds like your audio is coming through an apple. So
yeah,
I think your jokes would be hitting harder if the audio didn't sound like you were coming through a tomato soup can.
Yeah, and if you keep talking shit, Kane, I'm gonna take you out of the will. So
I'm literally buying a camera as we speak. For no other reason than I feel like I'm way better looking than all y'all, and I don't like the way I'm presenting right now. My eyebrows are arched way too beautifully to be in this low resolution. And I know we got American Sniper over here with his backwards hat, but I'm still way better looking. And I need to be full frontal with that.
Okay. Okay, we love having you here. I appreciate you hopping in, man, and trading
I'm
some barbs.
Yeah.
Listen, if we're trading barbs, we're going to do it on Rate My Bag. So we have a Rate My Bag segment here that we'll get to in just a sec based on the PFP. So if you thought you were done with animal rankings, Kane, you're not. I'm going to use a gift dead reference here and re-ranch what we're doing here. We were talking some early news. We talked Meta. We talked, what were some of the other pieces here? We had a DC Comics that apparently, bro. I don't know what Umbro is. So I'm going to completely go over that. Apparently I'm thinking the Superman drop. Okay, Mr. Joker, sorry, I was looking for the comment. Man, DC botched the fuck out of that Superman drop. So apparently DC's or Palm Network or what have you, there wasn't a good experience there with that DC comic drop. The drops that have hundreds of thousands, quote unquote, of users or bots or what have you in line, generally I feel like don't go that well. So we're going to monitor that. We'll probably cover that next week on NFT Live. But
why is it botched, though? I want to know in the comments, why is it botched?
Yeah,
give us your rationale.
Well, I don't know. I just finished the queue and it let me through and then it like fucking refreshed and I don't get to buy it. So screw that. I'm out.
There it is in real time.
Okay. There you go.
In real time, literally.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to get to Rate My Bags. I'm just gonna, press the NFT live button just so we have a visual on this like switch in conversation from, what do we call it, prawn to Rate My Bags. So here we go. All right, that's real time. So we are in Rate My Bags.
What the hell was that?
It's different over here, right? Feels different.
Oh, is this where the budget goes?
Yeah.
You sons of bitches.
You don't like that, Kane?
We're
That's
back out of it
amazing.
now. I
feel like you've been keeping me and Easy in the projects while you guys are over here having lazy life stuff. What the fuck was that? Did you see that, Biggie? Did you see that?
Yeah, it's like Tron, man.
I'm on my phone doing Twitter spaces while these guys have customized backdrops and. I was told Web3 would be, beyond segregation, but apparently we're not. We have a whole different water fountain over there at Speakeasy, and these guys are sitting here eating up all the delicious fondue fountain and crepe Suzettes.
If y'all want to move to YouTube, we got you. We got you on all of this. We'll have a nice Speakeasy intro. You and Easy could be sitting by the fire wearing robes, talking about, you can be sipping, I don't know, what do you sip? Cognac?
We're doing prawn?
We're not talking about his OnlyFans here, Q. This is.
He just offered some Chivas Regal. Are you gonna stand for this gift, Dad? He racist me. He did a racism on me.
Bro, I cannot
what do you
control.
do when you're in a robe?
I cannot control. I mean, look, Q's been listening to a lot of Kanye West recently, and I can't what people are up to.
That's unfounded.
That would explain those text messages he was sending me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
keeps hitting me up asking about the trademarks for NFT Live, and like I don't know the answer right now, bro.
We're rating these bags.
All right, Rate My Bags. Here we go. We are off and running 50 minutes into the episode, and the first thing I see is Doodles at S. From the last time that we had Rate My Bag segment, it looks like
please tell me how is that an S? What is it, the party, the little activation crap that you overpaid for, like the Pharrell? How is it an S? What the fuck have they delivered? At least you got a plushie toy with your fucking cool cats, man. Like, how is the doodle an S, man? Help me out here, Kane. This is come on, sacrilege.
Go ahead, Kane. Go take it away.
I've already said everything to say about doodles. I think we've already proven that the doodles look like baby sloths. They're gonna eat all your baby roots. And what does a doodle grow up to be? A diddler. So if you support that project, that's fine. But I mean, obviously, kids should not be left in your tender watch, because then you're gonna be scooping up all the delicious churns. And they're gonna look like Pete's candy, which is utterly gross and certainly from the bowels of hell. So I'm not a doodler. I'm not a diddler, and I shan't be embracing their extra chromosome children.
Wow.
I second that motion.
Moonbirds and Cool Cats have to be some of the worst art in the space.
You're the worst art in the space.
I mean, Cool Cats is the best of any of those mentioned so far. But okay, I first of all, I love the energy, the heat that is just being thrown out here. I don't know that we change doodles or not. Maybe that's up for a vote. But I do think like Reddit NFTs maybe should be added in here somewhere, even if it's on a low tier right now. Maybe we throw Reddit NFTs on the board.
This is a working list. If you guys have any PFPs that you see not on this list right now, I will get them added. I think we need to add Renga. There's a couple others. If you see one that's not added, you let us know. We'll drop it in there.
Okay, but we need to come up with some standards, like a scale or something, like on like founders, runway, deliverables. Like we can't just like put it up to the.
Are you trying to
be democratic and scientific
No,
about it.
sounds to me like you're trying to rewrite our algorithm, which is purely scientific, Biggie.
That is exactly what I'm trying to do.
This is all science. So if you've got inputs for the algorithm for how you want to rate these, please let us know and we will factor those in. But everybody listening and watching, just know that this is a highly finely tuned machine that we iterate on constantly. The amount of data that goes into this algorithm to sort these into the proper tier is absolutely mind-blowing. It's actually more data than Meta. And most people think Meta is one of the biggest data companies in the world. But in fact, Rate My Bags has more data than Meta backing up these decisions.
Actually, the more we do this, the more I realize how janky our setup is. But you know what? We're going to continue, kind of going up and doing this. I'm looking up Renga here. I've got Kitaro, not of it. DBs. DBs needs to be on this list apparently, so we could add.
DBs should absolutely be S tier. I mean, clearly that's where DBs belong, just for being the first of many things. And right. Because they were created by Sketchnate.
All right, so I've got two here, Renga and Reddit as well. So you guys in the chat, you need to help us out. But where should we be putting, first of all, Renga? I know that project dropped about, a month ago at this point, month and a half ago. So
it's still very early. Yeah, it's still very early to say. But I would probably put it in the B tier, personally.
That's how janky our shit is. We get half a Renga in B.
Oh man, the D tier. Okay, I mean,
no B.
Okay, yeah. This color code, I agree with you. Gift that we need to switch it around.
It's a little confusing. This is better than the other one that you showed, where it was just
where
like
wrecked was green.
Yeah, wrecked was green. That didn't make any sense at all.
All right, enough around the guidelines and the look and the aesthetic. I want to hear about the projects. Where does Reddit NFT belong? Kane, where does Reddit NFT? We've been talking about it all week long. All the last 2 weeks have been about Reddit and they're moving to NFTs with their PFP collection. Where does Reddit NFT belong on this list?
Do we have a subcategory for stuff that uses custodial wallets?
No. That's part of the guideline.
Definitely need one. And I don't see Rare Pepe up there, so your whole thing is thrown off.
I could get Rare Pepe in there.
You need some Rare Pepe.
Definitely Reddit is above Renga. I would bring Renga down to a C for the time being. I like the project, but I mean, like, again, there's too many things that have yet to be determined. Deliverables, like staying power. I mean, it's too early. You can't just put it in the middle right off the bat. Like, what does that? If you want to put something in the middle right off the bat, I would put the Reddit PFP, because at least that one already has like certain elements about it, like between the founder, the users, the activity, and a lot of the things that are being insinuated, whether it's partnerships with Sandbox, whether they are going to launch their own kind of like ecosystem that's Web3. So I think, Reddit should be above Renga, and Renga should be down below for the time being. The art is amazing. I love Renga, but let's see what happens. Come on now. Good argument. Bad argument.
Amazing. Did it amaze you? Were you amazed by it? Did you stare at it, jaw slack and eyes of wonder? Did you really? I don't believe you.
It's not like for me.
Hold on. Look at me. Look at my face.
I'm looking.
This is how you looked at it. This is amazing.
Yeah, no, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea.
A little hyperbole, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
It's all right.
All right, we've got the poll for Reddit in the chat as well. Obviously, we want you guys to participate. So it's A, B, or C. We didn't give them an S tier. I don't feel like they can really be on that level because they're not. Again, I feel like that Web3 native feel. Kane was mentioning that they don't even have custodial wallets. Although I need to get the details there because.
Wallets.
Well, they have custodial wallets, but they let you remove them from their ecosystem as well. You can actually create a seed or they give you a seed phrase, and you could generate a seed phrase. Probably the right terminology there. So it's up there. You guys have your say. We'll also mix that up with what we've got. Is there anything that needs to be moved from B tier? Because right now I'd put Reddit around.
Yeah,
I think
maybe even A.
Yeah, up to B, or up to A, where the Moonbird is where Cool Cats belongs. I
Yes.
think I could see the argument for Renga being in C just because it's so new, but also, yeah, and there's a lot to be determined there in terms of utility and like where it's going. I think Reddit, probably deserves to be in B. It's also new, but because it's built into that ecosystem, like there's already utility and a lot of promise, just based upon the fact that it's integrated into Reddit.
And a great point that
That's
Stizzy Jones
more,
made.
yeah.
Yeah, a great point from one of our listeners too is that it is a dynamic NFT, right? Like supposedly you can switch parts
Yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, it's already off the bat delivered a lot more elements that I think verify it for being a B.
Yeah, I think the argument for me is between A and B, not B and C at this point. So there's a lot of things in there that make it to me a B, or I'm sorry, an A. But the one thing we're going to be following over the next month is the price of Reddit NFTs, regardless of like how they do. We want to see like kind of what that looks like in real time. So
Well, I think Marty McFly was saying they're already way down.
okay, Stizzy Jones is saying move everything in B to D. So we have like major.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation, so I was going to write it down, but I agree with you, brother.
I appreciate it. So we'll leave Reddit in B unless a lot of people are voting for A. I could see the community kind of pushing them up there, but I think we kind of find them at B is good. All right, rare Pepes. Kane, I need a rare Pepes rank. Where do they belong?
At the top. That's not even debatable.
I mean, I think technically everything's debatable. The fact that you said that is debatable.
Okay. Oldest project. Still active. Largest community. Proven sustainability. I mean, proven is a fun word to throw around with people who are 3 months old. Proven sustainability. Community is viciously protective over it. Not scammy. Doesn't insist on itself. Let you guys have your animal supremacy Royal Rumbles in the backyard. Doesn't even stop reading its paper. What else do you need?
I have no idea what Rare Pepe is doing right now.
And they don't care if you know. Look at that. Not in your face. They don't need Mark Zuckerberg to come through and give you a hot stone massage, make you feel good about it. Not a bunch of bright colors to trick you. They're not pumping or shilling or doing any of those things. They're just over there existing, coasting on Easy Street. So far in first, you don't even notice. Also, not a lot of projects have a derivative that's generated that much, that fast, that's still going. Fake rares is a derivative. Dank rare is a derivative.
And honestly, Kane, like it is I do think a lot of its power is privileged position, right? But I think, yeah, if you're gonna give that to say something like Punks, then yeah, the Pepe deserves to be up there too.
Kane, we're getting rugged on your audio.
Crypto Punks. I mean, the only thing that you can really fight it out with is Spells of Genesis, but I don't think that their community is doing all that much in comparison to the Rare Pepe community. And again, just to be clear, yeah, I'm a little bit biased because I'm over there and I can see it. But you're talking telegrams that have 1,500, 2,000 messages a day.
What does the supply look like? What does the holder community look like for Rare Pepes? I'm coming from a
big, and it's old. You're talking about people who are playing with NFTs on Bitcoin in 2015. So as far as whales, it's kind of hard to debate. And then you think of all the OGs that came from there. Robness, Vincent Van Doe, Skrilla, X-Copy.
Yeah, if being first carries that much weight, which it obviously does in this space, whether you're Bitcoin in the currency debate or whether you're the Punks, I think, yeah, it's a strong argument for it to be an S. Now, if we want to counter argument it a little bit is, well, yeah, no,
nope.
Project-wise or deliverability, like it's not, it's very much comfy sitting in its spot for being like a first mover, right? People that got involved early or that are passionate about that thing have been active like forever. So that has its own cloud, I suppose.
And they're still doing stuff, still dropping new cards every single day.
What does the community say? Are we taking a poll?
So we're gonna close that poll for Reddit, I believe, and we'll see where it goes. It looks like. All right, about 60% said C for Reddit. 28% said A, and then the lowest amount, 14%, got B. So not a lot of love for Reddit NFTs here. We've been running Rate My Bags for, I don't know, fucking 4 or 5 months at this point, and this is the first time Rare Pepes has come up, and that's probably the argument against Rare Pepe is that like at S tier is like it doesn't feel like it's that part of like the larger zeitgeist in Ethereum right now. But I'm okay. Like I have no idea what's going on with Rare Pepe, so I'm cool putting them at S if that's what we kind of come to an agreement about. I like the arguments that were made.
So here's my counter to that. There's not a lot of projects that you can say, like take a Solana project. That's the only thing that we can really compare it to, right? Solana or maybe some stuff from Tez, but probably Solana. That's minted on another blockchain that comes over in pieces and still does more volume than blockchains from that chain that are organic. Look at Emblem Vault. Look at the numbers on Emblem Vault. That's primarily all Pepe. It's a big community. Now, I can't judge it by people's unknowingness of it because you're talking about people who were onboarded 2 months ago from someone who was onboarded 4 months ago from someone who was onboarded 6 months ago. You can't judge them based on what those people know.
Kane, would you agree that like regardless, like within the whole NFT ecosystem, it seems to be its own self-contained like universe? It's like Pluto inside of orbit. So it's just like it's really far out there. Like it's not in everybody's view, and they themselves are not, like you said, they do put up stuff out there, but it's in their self-contained world. Like it's not really designed to engage others unless you're part of that community or into that, right?
I'll say it this way. It's Albany. Yeah, we spend time running around the 5 boroughs for borough supremacy. But when you need your license fixed, you need some school records, you need your social security card done, where do you got to go? You got to go to Albany, right? And then you want to say, like, well, what about the modern times? All right, well, they were in Christie's. In fact, they were one of the first to be in Christie's that were doing substantial numbers. Them Nakamoto cards are still highly coveted. And any collector who knows, any real collector who collects knows what a Nakamoto card is.
Yep.
They know that Homer card.
Okay. So, all right. So we dropped the poll in the chat. If you guys want to vote on where Rare Pepe should belong, if it needs to be an S or it needs to be an A, I'm okay with that. Up to now, we haven't really had much of an argument for anything that we put in S. So I'm okay with the provenance there. I don't know about calling an S tier project Albany because I think that's probably like on the C tier list of U.S. cities. But I will go ahead and
it's the capital of New York.
Have you been to? I mean, you've been to Albany. I hate Albany.
Yeah, he goes there for the DMV. Yeah, apparently.
Albany looks a little bit depressing.
I feel like. In my opinion, which I'm not super informed on Rare Pepe, so I've been over here like researching a little bit. I know it's like an OG project. I just haven't been in on it. And I think, you know, the case about not really knowing what's up with it, that it's its own kind of like contained thing makes a lot of sense to me. I feel like maybe it could be an A, might make sense, but I don't know. You know, right. I guess we'll see what the people say. Let's see how this vote goes.
Naked Matrix is saying that Rare Pepe is a god tier, so we're all over the place in chat. So
we don't have a G tier actually.
I love it. That's what we want, man. Like
maybe we should add a G tier above S tier.
God tier, huh? All right, I like it. I like the idea.
Okay, let's move on to the next project. I got a D-Gods reference here.
Ooh, yeah.
As well. And
yeah.
GIF's about to get triggered if we add D-Gods to this list, which is why I'm gonna fucking do it.
Throw them in there at D. Throw them in there at D, bro. I think they could be D.
What do you got? What's the rare Pepe hat?
I like it.
Your audio.
I love it, man.
Your audio.
Just saying,
We
if
lost
you know,
it.
you know.
Okay. All right. So D God's here. We're gonna move on real quick. Get that vote in for rare Pepes, and then we'll move them. D Gods. Where does D Gods belong? Gif. We'll start with you, dude, because you were doing your research on the last one. Me and Biggie were.
I think
asking about rare Pepe.
I think it like at highest it could go in C, in my opinion. But you know, that's my opinion.
Biggie.
I'm trying to go down my list. I mean, the Undocs founder thing definitely dodges a point for me. On the other hand, what they've been able to pull off is impressive. They do have some innovative concepts. Great at marketing. The dude knows how to get eyeballs and attention, and that is a fucking plus. You know, like they are number one in what still is a blue ocean, which would be Solana. That also can be an issue. What else is there? That's the fucking undeliverability of fucking the Utes, the whole internal fiasco with the art team, the whole argument about rates, which which obviously is gonna. We have yet to define what's gonna happen there. Look, just for all those things, I definitely think it should be above a C, because for good or for bad, it's trying to be a winning project. It's trying to deliver. It's trying to be as transparent while still respecting that ability to remain docs for the time being.
So let's just give everybody participation trophies. Throw them all in S. You know, fuck it.
Oh god. Let me see that chart again. I mean, yeah, dude. If I don't know. I don't agree. Like, Toads should be up, in my opinion. Goblins should be down. If Goblins is there, then
we should definitely drop Goblins. Yeah, we should definitely drop Goblins at this point. I'm with that.
All right, and I'm cool if you want to leave. Yeah, it's like, okay, fine. Let's see what happens with D-Gods.
So S tier and A tier always, to me, feel like the ones that can be like most definitively in each category. I feel like C tier, B tier, they're kind of like holding spots for projects that are building, you know, quote unquote. So S tier, is this what we think about S tier? Bored Ape, CryptoPunks,
I think
Doodles.
So okay, I have a
like
recommendation for S tier. I think Chromie Squiggles should maybe be up in S tier, because they've held their floor better than almost anything, and it is like the original Art Blocks project, which is the biggest generative art platform in the world, basically. And they're holding their value incredibly well, and generative art is becoming like a big art movement. It's like the future, and I think Chromie Squiggles are going to be one of the biggest NFT projects of all time. They already are one of the biggest NFT projects of all time, but I think especially, you know, like we got a lot of PFPs on here, but as far as like more like art focused, fine art focused collectibles, I think Chromie Squiggles is still one of the undefeated champs.
Yeah,
and people do use it as a PFP, you know, like you see a lot of people using it as a PFP.
They put them on jerseys. I mean, shit, WAGMI United fucking, you know, put them on a fucking jersey. So I don't know. I think if there's
give us our jersey, WAGMI United, give us our jersey, please. Please. I was told there would be utility. So I'm down for that. If we're looking at it like the, you know, Art Blocks as well, like kind of the first project there, I could see it being an S tier. So okay, Chromie Squiggles is fine. Do we feel like there's a lot of movement here that I think we haven't touched this in a while. So like another side, in my opinion, hasn't done shit in the last 3 months. It's been like July. It was summertime that I was streaming the other side. So I don't want to get too antsy on them, because I do feel like they're really going to be the NFT game that's gonna at least like.
Bro, Fluff World has delivered more in the metaverse than freaking other side. What did other side what has it delivered? I mean, it's a metaverse play, it's a virtual world play, and other than, like you said, playing around in the summer, like That's all it's giving you. Look at Fluff, what it's done. It's done thingies, party bears, the burrows. Like it's doing AI art, generative art. Like I mean, how can it be above Fluff World? Again, beyond me. Just because it's related to
Fluff's,
Yuga
yeah.
and it's a board, with the Bored Apes. Like that's the only reason it's up in A.
Well,
As far as
that's a strong reason. I mean, you have a lot of holders, you have a lot of community members already built in there, and that was a proof of concept that they ran in the summertime. So it's like a beta version essentially of what they're trying to do. Alpha, probably. I wouldn't even call it beta. So yeah, it's going to be a long-term thing, but getting 5,500 people in there and being associated with Yuga and having all these other IPs in there. I mean, there's going to be multiple different projects. Cool Cats is going to be in the other side.
You might be able to make an argument. You might be able to make an argument for moving Fluff to A. I don't know. Somebody was making an argument about moving Cyberkongs down from A because they don't. I don't know if they've really been doing that much, but Fluff has been very consistently delivering, doing a lot. To Biggie's point, so I don't know. Maybe an argument to bump them up, but.
Are you making your pitch there for A, Biggie?
I mean, I don't mind like if you guys want to keep it in B. I'm not like too passionate about like necessarily being in A. But like for me, I was just making the argument more towards like why other side is above it when it has all these issues, like you said, delivering. And I mean, let's not forget the whole like situation right now with ApeCoin. I mean, does that not come into play as well? So
what's the situation with ApeCoin?
Well, the SEC is looking into it. We have
that doesn't mean they're being prosecuted, though. That's a wait and see situation.
No, it doesn't. But it's a speed bump, right? Like it's something. It's something in the way that until it is cleared up, you don't know how it's going to move forward, right? And at the same time, they keep like burning money because they have to deliver on this huge metaverse, and which we have yet to see what's going to happen there. I'm just saying, like, why is it above something like Fluff World where it is delivering on its promises, and they're both in the same ecosphere system, which is like virtual worlds to me. That's the only thing. Again, I think there it's like the whole thing that it's like Yuga, but I'm just saying. Well,
Yuga's a good reason, So like you keep saying Yuga like it's not a great reason. Like they're associated with that ecosystem. I will say, to your point, the last time we did this was probably 2 months ago, in around that. So it was closer to the launch of what they put out.
Okay, but if Yuga is a good reason, and I mean we have Yuga there with punks also, which to me, I mean, yes, Yuga bought the punks, but are punks really ever going to be Yuga? Punks are always going to be punks. Let's just get that straight. Like they might have bought the IP. I don't know what they're going to try to deliver and do part of it. But in any like person that's been in this space long enough, they are separate, different like mentalities and people, right? But again, if you're going to just make it on the basis of like, oh, well, it's Yuga, well, then go ahead and put other side up with the S because they're all together then, right?
So where did punks come from?
Larva Labs doesn't exist anymore.
Where were they minted?
When?
Where?
Oh, on their website? I don't know.
Like what?
I wasn't there, unfortunately. I did not get a punk.
Are you saying that they're minted on Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin network?
Counterparty for the win.
To that
Counterparty assets, man. That's where it all comes from.
So Rare Pepe, Kane made a spirited defense / offense. He was mainly on offense there.
That's
about Rare. About best offense is the best defense. Rare Pepe's is going up to S. It was voted on in the polls, and 57% of the votes came in and said Rare Pepe's is going to be at S. So there you have it. There you have it. So I don't think that I like the hat here one more time.
Feels good, man.
Feels good, bro. He's flexing on us. He's flexing too hard. You know what? You give him a camera, you get him on the show, and he's incorrigible, man. He's got to flex on us.
So Santino Ramos in the chat. Reddit is kind of an A now, but might be a C or D in the future. I can see how Rare Pepe could be considered an S as well. I could actually make the argument probably that Reddit should be at A at this point. I could see that as well. Like what they're putting out for the product right now, how many people are in that community that have the PFPs. Again, like we have different guidelines on what rate my bags even means, but
it feels a little bit early.
Project?
It feels a little bit
project?
early, but not a lot. I mean, and again, what they've already accomplished in just a couple months is pretty big, but I don't know. I mean, I've got 12 Reddit NFTs, so if y'all want to pump my bags and throw them up in A, I'm happy for that. Let's go.
So, like, you're looking at B tier, you see Reddit NFTs, and should they be on the same tier as a Cryptodes?
No.
A Crypto Dick Butts. That's kind of, when you're doing this ranking, that's kind of what comes out. Is like, okay, now that they're on the same tier, does something stand out here?
It puts everything else into question. Yeah, for sure. Like Robotos, again, you know, cyber brokers to me should go up. I mean, it's been delivering consistently, and yeah.
Okay, I could get behind cyber brokers. Kane, you said no pretty emphatically there. Where should Reddit NFTs be then?
Listen, remove the bags from it, and I get it. We're pumping bags, but remove its ability to make you money, because like you can make money doing lots of stuff. No, you could do mouth stuff in the park for money. I'm saying that we're talking about impact on culture. The top tier is, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of this stuff is super cash grabby, but I'm not a fan of most of it. But even like
tell me which ones. Tell me which ones.
So
that's why we're here.
Tier, the D tier, was that the MFers, right?
Yes.
That should go up because of who holds them. And because of what those people do in the space, who reps them, who reps your brand publicly. And the PFP craze is all cute. And by the way, shouts to Pranksy, because without Pranksy, we wouldn't have a PFP culture, which I think 95% of these projects wouldn't know that. But, and I'm granddaddy historian and whatever, but want to make it, you got these projects here that I'm looking at, and who wears this? Who really, really rocks these? And that's the thing. You know, if you don't have people in the community who are of repute wearing your PFP in mass, then are you anything other than a flip? And a flip will never trump. You know, the thing of like Rare Pepe. Rare Pepe isn't out there. You don't see tons of people rocking the newest Pepes, whether they're fakes, rares, or danks. But you do know that that's a part of the culture, and that Nakamoto card speaks volumes. You flex that, people know what it is. Some of these things are just cash grabs.
So you're looking at
anything that's worn by people in the community should definitely rank higher than something people just made money in.
That's a contribution to the algorithm right there. I mean, I don't know that we've tweaked the culture, you know, knobs very, very much lately. I don't know that we've recently retuned the algorithm to factor in how many hoodies, you know, people own from a specific project.
Unless y'all have an argument here, I feel like Reddit needs to kind of hop off of that list. Like Reddit needs to probably just be up at A tier. I think I'm gonna put it there because I can't. And then I'm down to move cool cats around. I think I'm okay with moving MFers. We haven't touched this list in a minute. Like it's been about a month since we come back and
this is an interesting stuff. Me bits, okay.
Yeah, what's up with
me bits?
Yuga
anymore, but like
I mean, what's up with me bits?
Literally don't know.
Yeah, have they done anything? I feel like Crypto Dick Butts belongs in S.
I thought you were gonna say C. I thought you
Fuck
were trying
no.
to move.
Why would you ever? No, that's blasphemy. First of all,
okay, we got a comment in chat earlier that talked about Parallel. Do you guys know what's going on with Parallel at all? I'm down to move them to.
Hey, do we? Oh yeah, we do. I was gonna say, do we have a Zuki? Yeah.
No idea what's up with Parallel.
Azuki moving to C from D, based on what they've been doing in the past couple of weeks. You see, I'm a slave of the moment here.
For sure, but I mean, it's doing something, right? It got attention. It was innovative, arguably, right? They're still alive, surviving after the whole founder debacle. So I mean, yeah, I wouldn't keep it in hell.
I'll take that. Okay. We'll do Azuki and C for now, unless we get any other takers there. All right, guys. You see anything else? I want to point at two here right off the bat. Cool cats, gutter cats. So the two cats, are they in the right spots?
No, I definitely put cool cats above gutter cats.
What about Blaze Cats?
Blazed cats.
Nah. Blaze Cats?
Blaze Cats.
Weren't those the scams? Wasn't Blaze Cat a scam? Or was there like a derivative off Blaze Cats?
It was a
Okay, here's a new one that's been like popping off again, and it's one of these that has been around and has survived. Star catchers. You guys familiar with that one?
yeah, I just bought into it. I just picked up 3 of them. I mean, Starcatch is a big project, but I don't know if they are they as big as do people talk about them as much as any of these that are on this list? I mean,
we could put it in D and see how it performs in the next month.
That's fair. Yeah. Let's throw Starcatchers in D then. See where it goes.
Yeah, because it has come back on the map. It's been around for a while. Some people that are in the notorious people in the space are involved with it. Let's see what happens.
Where are we putting it?
D for sure.
All right.
Started from the bottom, man.
I like seeing Azuki and Goblins next to each other. I feel like that's about right. I feel like that's where they belong with each other.
I feel like, is this NFT Worlds? I feel like there's a lot on here that need to be kind of moved around. Anyways, going back to gutter cats and cool cats. Does cool cats belong at A? Is that what we were getting?
Yeah, I mean, cool cats. I think we determined today. The audience voted cool cats is S tier. So at least it should take Moonbird's spot in A, and Moonbird should drop down to B. I think we already all know.
You continue to punch below the belt, man.
Below the belt? I'm punching up. Those moonbirds fly pretty high, and I gotta reach.
So Time Inc. is in the chat saying Twitter is now owned by Musk. I don't know if that's a breaking news announcement there. Santino Ramos is asking for chummies. Prodigy's in the house saying yo. Action Crypto's been in here getting after it as well. So we appreciate y'all showing up here today on Rate My Bags. All right, guys, we have probably 5 minutes left on this episode here. So I'm going to need any last comments. I mean, we have Moonbirds in A. I know you guys are making a heated defense of Moonbirds at a S. So should Doodles be at A? Maybe. I could see that. I don't know if it belongs up there, but
the Doodle definitely doesn't belong next to. So let me just be clear. So V Friends I can understand, because V Friends are less of a PFP project and more of a prison gang. I've met them. They're lovely people, but they've certainly stabbed people before, and they'll do it again. So shout to them for no other reason than I don't want any trouble. So and I don't want someone to have to walk me to my car later. So the squiggles don't belong up there. Punks, apes.
Hold up. Why doesn't the squiggle belong up at S? First generative project, art blocks.
How long has it been around?
Are we just going by history here?
Squiggles.
No, we're going on impact.
Then you have to put it in S.
Yeah, Squiggles has been one of the most impactful NFT projects ever created.
In a good way?
Yeah, well, either way, it's got impact.
Squiggles has impact the way all news is good news. By that same metric, Kanye West has had an amazing press run.
I'm gonna leave Squiggles up there. Keep going.
All right, so I don't think that the throw up kid needs to be there.
Doodle, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, the diddler, get the diddler out of there. Move him down to A. That's what the diddler's like. A little bit of A.
We're gonna put that up to a vote. A or S for Doodles. I'm down. Go ahead.
I could see
And that
it
Reddit
dropping
one
down
needs
to A.
to. You need another category for Reddit, man. They just got here.
But there's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge project already. I know that they just
Is
got here,
it
but
though?
they're yes,
And it's Reddit.
Is it though?
Yeah.
more
Is it
people
really?
are trading Reddit NFTs than probably half of this list combined.
It's
I get
so
it.
the
It's the
total
whole the
market
billion
cap is
Chinese ain't wrong about rice. But it's a project that was launched 15 minutes ago. We don't even know what it's going to do. 20 minutes from now, it rugs.
But in 20 minutes, we'll move it
it
down to D.
won't. But it's
not gonna
literally
rug,
integrated.
Kane.
It's
I mean, it's
integrated into the Reddit ecosystem, and literally is their entire that is their Trojan horse into owning the brand space for the consumer blockchain and all of NFTs. It's not going to rug,
He
and
doesn't have any pants on.
that's true. So they've only been here for 15 minutes, and the project is already well worth the market cap's well over 100 mil. It's probably getting close to 150 mil already, just in the couple months that's been here. So it's a massive project that has massive impact. You were talking about impact. Reddit is going to have more impact on the entire space because it's the case study now for every single brand activation and big community with a big user base that's going to be looking at how do you do this right? How do you mainstream? How do you bring in and onboard millions of people in our ecosystem? Every single one is going to be looking at Reddit as the leader.
Thank you, Maddie.
Impact.
Maddie said it already died.
It's not dead.
Shouts to Maddie.
Oh my God, Maddie McFly.
Maddie.
That's right. Thanks, Maddie.
Dropping the hot takes. Big paprika. Love that big paprika energy, Maddie.
How's that doodle poll going
so
far?
I'm gonna keep it open. I'm
yeah,
gonna keep it open.
The hell did you just say? God, yikes. Gadzooks. Listen, honestly, now that I got Rare Pepe on the list, you guys can do whatever you want to do. I'm after that. I'm just here to represent frogs and frog-related items. So shouts to everyone. And,
all right. Last couple that I'm gonna kind of put up for a vote here, and then we're gonna close the Doodles poll as well. So I heard the CyberKongs that you were talking about, GIF. I could see them potentially moving down. We have some CyberKongs community members in the Web3 community as well. But Moonbirds, I want to get a final on. I'm okay moving Parallel to B. Let's see. So let's see. Moonbirds, CyberKongs, and if we move Cyberbrokers up.
Cyberbrokers up for sure. Moonbirds should be up, but fine. Let's just keep him an A, I think. What was the other one?
We moved Cyberbrokers up, so we're good there. I moved Parallel down. Anything else stand out before we close out the Rate My Bags for this month? Fluff World?
I mean, you might be able to make an argument for Fluff moving up, but
I'm cool keeping it there. I'm just saying other side should come down. Whether you're making the argument on whether on the Coda or on the Metaverse side. I'm not saying it's going to continue to plummet. I'm just saying already A and it hasn't even opened up to the public, or it's just okay, fine. Yuga go, I suppose. I mean, even if you compare
I kind of agree.
If the Meebits is a Metaverse play also, which is also Yuga, then why is other side up there?
I don't know why you keep making this connection to Yuga and me placing them on the list. That's a section of why that's a feature of why they're listed. That's not the main feature. I'm not saying Yuga. Everything above Yuga needs to go to A.
Okay, but this is rate my PFPs. So in that case,
it's not. It's
not.
It
is okay. Because I was gonna say if we made it on that case, it's the Codas. I don't know. Versus the Meebits.
I guess maybe. This is
I'm just trying to bring up interesting questions.
Yeah,
different
the PFP
vectors
utility,
to look at it from.
The PFP utility is definitely one of the key inputs that we factor into the algorithm. So it does matter. It is in there. Whether or not it's a dope PFP that people want to wear a hoodie for and rock as their avatar, that does matter. That factors in very highly into this equation. But I kind of agree. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So as long as you can use it to open a warehouse full of marital aids, it has utility. Like what? If people don't like it, if it's not impactful to the culture, what does the utility matter?
Well, yeah, I feel like you're using
That
the term
is-
the culture too. Like each community has their own like subculture. Like you have
Yeah,
a
but some of
certain
it's
amount
fake.
What's fake about it? What do you mean?
What's fake about they're trend chasing celebrity cash grabs. Like we were doing the thing earlier, and the guy's like, "Yeah, we got Wiz Khalifa." Like, who cares? Shut up. You know, who cares what he says?
Yeah, you paid him for a tweet. That's what that means. You paid Wiz
Exactly.
Khalifa to tweet your project. Yeah.
But
That's not. Yeah, I agree. That's not real culture, and we shouldn't be we should be subtracting points for that sometimes.
Subtract.
But no, I kind of agree with Biggie though. Like because Other Side hasn't really done much yet, and where it's currently at, and everything else, I think that you could make an argument for at least for now for bumping it down, just because there's not much going on there over the last few months. The floor is way down. They're not really doing that much right now, and people don't really rock them as PFPs or anything like that, so they don't have that utility. The utility is based upon the Other Side, which is not delivered yet.
Breaking my heart, guys. I'm moving some stuff around. Sorry. We got some last movements going on here. We're at an hour and 30 minutes, so we got to get out of here soon. But we're making
Also,
these
they have a
last
high
adjustments.
supply. They have a crazy high supply. There's
Yeah,
like
and they
hundreds
have
of
to drop
thousands of
more.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're planning on dropping
So-
100,000 more. So nobody really
That's
knows.
awful. That hurts.
Clone X, I feel like might have an argument to go up at S just based on their recent developments as well. BYO
Yeah.
pills. I'm not in this ecosystem. Do you guys BYO pills?
Bring your own pills. Yeah, I
No.
wouldn't put it up there like I would put it up like D, like C at least. Like I mean, they have yet to deliver. They've definitely raised a lot of money. They've come out with like their art is dope, and their promises are grand, like so many others. But again, like very little delivered up to now to be anywhere up there for
Okay.
sure.
shouts to the crypto pills. They were still holding it down long after the embers were out on their campfire. They were still huddled together for warmth on Clubhouse, and I got nothing but respect. Hey man, listen, it's not easy. It ain't easy to keep that stuff going. That's why my view on stuff is different. Like the
Trust me,
V
we know
friends,
that.
the prison gang is a prison gang for real. You start talking spicy about them, half of them don't even care about NFTs. They'll just stab you for Gary. Try and get some free wine or something. Like they'll shank you up so he can do a sales seminar at their insurance company. Like they're
We have one of them in our midst.
Which one?
Biff, this man right here.
Yeah,
The-
that
the
makes
80s
sense. Look at him. Yeah, American Sniper, 100%. He's definitely down with that. Yeah, boots in the dirt. Yeah, all that stuff. Probably doing all the conferences. He looks like a motivational speaker. I believe that.
Youth pastors more like it. But
Okay.
yeah.
Here it is.
Yo,
This
you
is-
do look like a youth pastor.
This is October edition, Halloween edition. Rate my bags. Any last thoughts at all before I close this down? At least for the rate my bags, and then we'll get up out of here. But last thoughts. Any movement? Good. We're fine till next month.
Yeah.
I could. You know what? I'm gonna indulge y'all. I'll move Other Side down. Okay.
There we
just
go.
because
A
I'm
lot of
pissed off.
movement. A lot of movement here today.
I'd like
This
to
is
see that
exciting.
Nakamoto card all the way to the left.
Listen. You got S tier, Ken. You can't
Pushing
be
it.
asking
He's
that
really
much.
pushing it, man. He's pushing it today.
All right. Take your
Well,
snapshot.
chronological order.
You can take your snapshot here. This is Rate My Bags for October. We'll also post this on NFT Live Twitter as well. Big faller here. BYO Pills moved from A to C. We had MFers move out of the dungeon at D. D Gods got added. Renga was added. Azuki moved up. Other Side fell. Reddit NFTs to A. And then we had a Rare Pepe's entrance into the S tier. Chromie Squiggle into the S tier. Those are both entrances, and then Doodle fell out of the top tier. So that was an overview of what we had. I hope you guys liked it. Naked Matrix is saying we are all Gary V, which I think is just a perfect way to end this episode. Anybody have any last thoughts on what we did today or what you're doing over the weekend? Let them know. Thank you so much for tuning in. By the way, please leave a like, sub, If you like Rare Pepe's, definitely hit that subscribe. We appreciate you guys so much. Our vibe, our tribe. I'll let you all go around the rosy here. Whoever wants to start, y'all finish this out.
I'm just so grateful that Kane was able to actually show up today, and yeah, 'cause it's a special day having him here with us on NFT Live, and so if y'all want to see more Kane Mayfield on the show, definitely smash the like and let us know in the comments so we know whether or not we should invite him back. Honestly, this was his test run. This was his audition. And so y'all got to let us know if Kane belongs back here on the show.
It's not an audition.
That's it.
It's not an audition. They already love me a long time. I'm amazing. And frankly, I'm one of the most interesting people you guys get to talk to. That's one. Two, if you want to see more Kane Mayfield, take a stroll down the OpenSea. I'm selling my house. That's why it's so empty in here. Go buy some NFTs and get me a webcam. I want to be like one of them foot fetish girls where I just give you my list of things that I want, like a new cooktop stove, and you buy it for me because you want to fornicate me or just like, see me happy, whatever. Please don't fornicate me because I just don't want it. And just the sight of your penises will make me sad. But do send me the cooktop stove because I can make some delicious food with that. If you want to see me tonight, not physically see me, but just hear the sound of my glorious buttery baritone, you can tune into the Speakeasy, which apparently is Web3's project child, and not project like they're working on us, like literally a housing tenement.
Wow.
Because they're over here on YouTube with laser graphics and a light show and an illuminated 3D virtual experience. Meanwhile, we're over here. We don't even have a green room. We don't have a green room. When I logged into this, it was like, oh, Mayfield's in the waiting area. There's no waiting area. It's Twitter. I use my phone. They don't even compensate my phone bill. They just use up all my data, right, to go on there talking spicy. They're going to get me canceled. They're eating babies and saying wild, crazy things. And then on top of it,
doing that.
Now I find out they have all this luxury that they're just hoarding to themselves. Look at GiftEd. Look at his backdrop. He had an artist come and sketch him a background so he can look cool with his I was a Navy SEAL beard. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. This backdrop is absolutely glorious. Shout out Risa Boogie and Chris Haven, the artist behind this mural back here. But no, we should drop that link. For Speakeasy tonight in the chat as well.
Biggie.
And yes.
Yeah, go ahead, Giff. Finish up.
Well, I was just going to say, it is the most entertaining show on all of Twitter Spaces by far. Obviously, I mean, look at the guy. But anyway, all right, Biggie.
Dude, I'm looking forward to that show. But anyways, I just want to thank you guys. You guys are the best. I always appreciate the thoughtful conversations. Same with our audience, man. Great posts. It's always such a good time, man. So without further ado, please like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you later this evening in Kane Mayfield's spectacular show.
All right, one last time here for NFT Live with all the squiggles and with all the lights and stuff that we like to do on this channel. One last time. Our tribe.